Once you have your notebooks, sections, and pages defined, you're ready to start collecting information. The true beauty of OneNote is its ability to capture and store unstructured content. What I mean by that is normally when we try to store stuff in something like Microsoft Word, we're stuck with left or right, top to bottom. And if we're trying to take notes and go back to sections and do different things, it gets very difficult to work with the structure of the document, and we spend more time trying to move things around than we actually do taking notes. Well, the great news is that OneNote works with unstructured content, and we'll see how that works in just a second. In addition, we can get it from virtually any source. That means we can capture text, images, and even video and audio from the web, our applications, or even live capture using our computer webcam or microphone. So I'll do a couple of things to demonstrate how this works for you. I'm on my Features page of the Product Info section in my Windows 7 notebook, and I've already opened some websites to save us some time. I'll use Alt-Tab to move over to the web. And one of the first pages that I've opened is Wikipedia, a great source of general information and a good place to start any research. Remember that I'm not too worried about specifically what I'm capturing here. I'm just trying to demonstrate how OneNote works for you. So I'll capture the first paragraph or so that shows up in the Wikipedia article on Windows 7. I'll select it by clicking and dragging like I normally would, and then press Ctrl-C to make a copy. Any copy method will do. Then I'll use Alt-Tab. This moves me back to OneNote, and now I simply need to paste the information. Well, what I'd like to do is to make sure that I get the information where I want it. Currently, my cursor is blinking in the name of the page. In other words, at the end of Features, and that's not where I want to paste my content. So I simply need to click on the page where I do want it to go. I'll move up just below my date time stamp for the page itself. As soon as I click, I get a container for my content, and then I'll press Ctrl-V, as in Victor, to paste what I copied from Wikipedia. Depending on what you copied and its complexity and where it came from, it may take a few seconds for it to paste the content. Now this is unstructured. You'll see that I can grab this container and drag it anywhere I want on the page. I'm not stuck with it wherever my insertion point was. I can also do things like resizing it, but again, those are some techniques that we cover in the full class, so I don't want to spend a lot of time here. The most important thing I want to show you is that at the very bottom of whatever I pasted, I get additional information. This is where OneNote becomes very useful. If I look at the very bottom, I see that it tells me where it was pasted from, and it gives me a hyperlink. How many times have you copied information from the internet and you had every intention of remembering where you got it from, but then you can't find it again? Well, as we know, going back to an original source or being able to document the source is very important. So when we paste information in OneNote, it's going to capture that for us. We don't have to do it as a separate step. If I clicked on this, it would take me back to Wikipedia. That's the first benefit that we get from pasting information into OneNote. Let me show you a couple of different features that we have as well. I'll Alt-Tab back to my website. This time I'm going to move over to my second tab, and here I've gone to the Microsoft site and search for Windows 7 features. One of the things they generally have here is a table that compares all of the different editions. Again, I'll do the same thing I did before. I'll use my mouse to click and drag to select some information. I'll click over, start to drag down, get all of this, which happens to be a table, which is exactly why I wanted to show to you. And when I get to the bottom of that table, again, I'll press Ctrl-C to copy, Alt-Tab to get back to OneNote, and now I want to make sure that I am on the proper page. Right now, I'm on the Features page, and this time I want to move over to Editions. Not a big deal, I'll simply change my page. On the right-hand side, I'll come up and click on the Editions page that I have as part of this section. Then I'll click where I want it to be, and once again, Control V to paste. The reason I wanted to demonstrate this to you is to show you that it does contain and keep all of the formatting of the table. It's not like some programs where you lose all of your formatting when you copy and paste things. Now, you might notice that it looks a little squished on the left-hand side. I could take some time to resize it and do those types of things, which will make the layout a little closer to what it was on the original web page. For our purposes, though, I won't show you a lot of formatting here. I just wanted to show you that you can paste things like tables. Let's do one last thing. Alt-Tab again, go to my last website, which happens to be the Total Training website, and it happens to be the page for Microsoft Windows 7. And again, I'll do a copy and paste. Make my copy, come back over here, and this time this is about training, so I don't want to use my product info section for this. I want to go to the actual training section. I'll click on that tab, click to place my insertion point, and Control V to paste the text. The important thing about this is that there are hyperlinks. Those hyperlinks remain available. Now, I can't just pause over them. I won't see the little pointer finger, but when I pause over it, I see a tooltip that says if I do Control-click, and I'll go ahead and hold my Control key so you can see it, then these are all functional links. So you don't have to try to download all of the content from a website and everything that's linked from a particular page. All of that will remain functional within OneNote. The purpose of OneNote, though, isn't just a place to paste stuff that you copy from other places. It's to take your own notes as well. So I don't have to just copy existing content. I can also type or write my own. For example, if I wanted to take some notes about implementation and what our plan was, I can click on that section, click on the page, and I can start typing. I'll type a little statement about our early adopters. Don't forget that OneNote also supports handwriting, so if you have a graphics tablet or a tablet PC or any of those other devices, you can actually write and have it capture your handwriting as well. I think we're seeing that there are several different ways to get information into OneNote, but we don't want to forget that there's yet another one, and this one I actually want to demonstrate to you. If I'm in a meeting, for example, or a lecture, and I can't keep up, or if I wanted to keep a copy of exactly what was being said, I can insert an audio or a video capture into my OneNote notebook, and it can be searchable. That actually sounds pretty intriguing, because even though I'm a quick typist, every once in a while I get behind, or a speaker is speaking very quickly, and I know that I want to capture what they're saying. So how exactly would I do that? Well, in order to do that, I do need to expand my ribbon. So I'll come over to the right side of the screen. Click on the Expand button for that. And if I follow the logic of the ribbon, that if I click on the Insert tab, I'll probably find an option I want. And you know what? Indeed I do. I have one called Record Audio. It's really easy. If you have a microphone or a webcam with a microphone on your computer All you have to do is click the record audio option. And then, of course, it's simply a matter of just clicking stop. Now, as part of this, I could also have been typing as they were speaking, so it doesn't lock me out where I can only do one thing or the other. I can continue taking notes, maybe capturing keywords or specific points I want. But I love the multimedia effects, and I know that as I try to type and listen and do all of that at once, sometimes being able to capture multimedia is critical for taking good notes within any type of presentation. So there you have it, a quick introduction to what you can do with OneNote, from creating the notebooks to entering some content. Remember, the whole purpose here is for unstructured content, whether it's text, audio, or video, whether it's copying things from existing content or capturing new stuff. It can all be done right here within OneNote, and that's a very powerful tool.